An issue that's caught our attention this week. And from today, the very busy Bourke Street Mall in the heart of Melbourne will become totally smoke-free. And at least one councillor is pushing to extend the smoking ban to the entire Melbourne CBD.
But is this simply going too far? Well, to talk about that, we're joined now by our Friday Confabers, Ed Gannon, the editor of the Weekly Times and Atlantic Fellow for Social Equity at Melbourne University, Anala Cooper. Good morning to both of you.
Good morning.
Good morning. And don't forget, you can chip into the conversation as well via Facebook. Good morning to our online audience as well. So, Anala, starting with you, what do you reckon about these calls to extend the smoking ban citywide in Melbourne?
Well, this has caught my attention because I'm a non-smoker, so having a smoke ban or has certainly grabbed my attention. There are some areas of the CBD that are already smoke-free. So I'm interested to see how the council are going to go from educating the public about what they're trying to do and a bit of a campaign about what this will mean, because it will mean changing the culture a bit of people in the CBD. And it'd be interesting to see how it goes through to enforcement, how they're going to actually enforce it.
That's a very good question.
Sorry.
You're right there.
Is someone smoking?
You're not a smoker, are you, Lisa? I know there's method acting, but my God.
Ed, what are your thoughts on this?
Look, fellow non-smoker. I hate walking into confined areas when there's someone smoking or has smoked. But I sort of struggle with this one.
Legal
activity, free country. But then if by smoking you're infringing on the rights of someone else, it always comes back to the issue of, if we hate smoking that much, why do we actually sell cigarettes? And I know exactly why. It's because the government gets so much tax excise on it.
Yeah.
If you're going to do it properly.
I tell you what, you just need a trip back overseas somewhere, especially in Europe, to come back here and realise, wow, Australia treats smoking far tougher and in a way where, we really hammer people who smoke.
That's an interesting issue because, I have a theory that a lot of the smokers you'd find in Bourke Street are probably tourists, people from overseas.
Oh, right.
And they'll be standing around and they'd be smoking and not be aware, because a lot of people, I would think that a lot of people in Australia would hardly ever smoke in public spaces now, because you can't do it in pubs, you can't do it in offices.
Yeah, so there's a lot of self-education involved.
Yeah, exactly. So
what kind of reputation do you think Australia would get if you were, say, a French tourist and you got slapped with a $150 fine for pulling out a cigarette?
Well, I know what I'd do. I'd probably just go back and not pay it.
That's true. But
Anala raised the point there, policing it, for argument's sake, if this is to be extended. And we're not just talking potentially Melbourne here, but other cities around the country, citywide. So what council officers are going to spend their time going after people lighting up and slapping them, in this case, with a $100 fine? I just think that is wildly impractical.
It is. Possibly it is wildly impractical, because that's taxpayers' money that is funding, more staff to be out on the street, and is that really how we want taxpayers' dollars to be used within Melbourne City Council?
It's not a policing issue, so it's not a police officer standing there. They're not patrolling because it's a council bylaw. So it has to be a council officer.
It's interesting because a lot of the comments that are coming in already from Facebook, and keep them coming in because it's updating as you hit send on your comments or post on your comments, that one writer has written in, they're anonymous, they remove the taxes that make a $5 product retail at $30 and we'll talk. I think smokers want some rights for the $6 billion that they prop up the budget.
Well, absolutely. Smokers do have rights. If you want to smoke, it's not illegal.
No, it's not.
And you do have the right, people do have the right to smoke, but with every rights, as Ed's just said, come responsibilities. And the responsibility there is that you're not harming the health of other people. So perhaps we should be looking to other cities around the world, like Japan, in Tokyo, for example, where there are designated smoking areas. And perhaps there's been a strong education campaign, so there has been that culture shift, so that people know when they're out and about, there's a designated area.
And that's it there that we're looking at now.
So how's it work? You go in between those little placards there and smoke.
Yes, and that's the designated smoking area. So for others who are out and about doing their shopping or out in the street, you know that that's a smoking area, so you've got the choice to either head that way or avoid
stay
it.
away or go downwind.
Yeah.
Graham
indeed.
says, I'm an ex-smoker and I think this is nuts. It's going a bit far.
Yeah, a total ban across the CBD is just, That's a really interesting one. I mean, you drive through in a car, having a smoke in the car.
Oh.
Do you get caught with that?
Oh, this is true.
After the council officer
I
running
think
after
you
you?
should make a formal submission to the City of Melbourne, Ed. It makes all these interesting points. But yeah, I mean, it's a pipe dream. It's a hypothetical put up by just one councillor. But as you say, Lisa,
but
the
it
trend
has been
here
increasing.
is absolutely.
Yeah, like you come out of Brisbane Airport, and this is, you know, because I would always land from Europe at Brisbane Airport, and you have to walk out of the airport and walk 300 metres down to the right to find a spot where you can smoke.
Yeah.
Not that I was looking for it.
People desperate to smoke.
Friends I may have been with were looking for it, and you know, so it is quite shocking in a way. I mean, I hate smoke, and I've never been a smoker, but I still think Australia is way ahead of the curve, and a lot of people would say, "Great, that's fantastic," but how far can you go with it?
Yeah, we actually are we hitting the extreme level, as you say, compared to other countries?
Yeah, I like Glenn's comment.
No, I like Glenn's comment.
Who says, well, you can read Glenn's comment.
Good morning, Glenn. Thanks for sending this, by the way. Thanks for watching. Councillors are notoriously self-centred egomaniacs who seriously believe they rule the world. I mean, I think that's a topic for another Friday Confab down the track, don't you think, Anala?
I think that is maybe a topic for another time.
And that is a poor sledge against hard-working councillors who are coming up with ideas to try and make life a bit more pleasant for people.
I know of a few councillors and a few councils full of said egomaniacs that shouldn't be there. But
have you ever been a smoker, Ed? Because it's...
No. When you're at uni and you're carrying on like a pork chop and back in those days, but no.
And Anala, have you...
No, I've never been a smoker, but I understand, you know, for a lot of people who are smokers, it's very difficult to quit for some people.
Yes.
So maybe the other thing to look at in this proposal is this a way that the Melbourne City Council are trying to contribute to quit campaigns? If it is more difficult for people to find space in the CBD to smoke, is one of the aims to get people to quit. So maybe talking to smokers about the difficulty that some people have in quitting is important, because, you know, one thing that isn't, I haven't seen a lot of in these discussions over the last couple of days is, where is this coming from? Is this just some councillors in the office going, you know, let's try this? Or are there retailers? Are there, you know, tram conductors or other folks in the city who have been bringing this to council's attention?
That's a very good point. Ed, Anala, thank you so much for that.
Pleasure.
Thank you.
And thank you very much for your comments out there as well, particularly you, Glenn. I liked your comments.